are very on time, and the time has now come. And so,
and we didn't even plan it. We had like the same
I know our hair's the same way. But you know. Hey everybody, welcome back to The Bridge Effect. Today we have Michelle Samukai Bartee, owner of Kay Beauty Supply in Monrovia, Liberia. And I wanted her to come on to discuss about her businesses that she has. And I mean, she's making all of these boss moves, our modern day market woman, just, you know, with the entrepreneurial spirit. So welcome, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on.
I mentioned already that you are the owner of Kay Beauty in Liberia. Can you tell us a little bit about Kay Beauty?
Kay Beauty is a beauty supply store. I consider it a beauty supply boutique in Liberia. And it just came from a demand for quality, authentic products at an affordable price in Liberia. And we are actually going on our 4th year. And we are the only company in Liberia to work with a lot of major international brands directly. So we have a partnership with L'Oreal West Africa, as well as Black Girl Sunscreen. We are the only company in Liberia to have an international makeup brand, which is Maybelline through our partnership with L'Oreal. We also have Mizani. Mizani is our baby as well from L'Oreal. We have become like an all-inclusive beauty boutique in the country, and we also value education. So education when it comes to like beauty and all things beauty questions. I try to educate my staff as much as possible on those questions to be able to help people.
That's actually very encouraging to hear that last part about encouraging your staff to help people.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of people will say, you know, customer service in Liberia is a little special.
See, I've worked in customer-facing roles for a very long time, and from the beginning, it was really important to me to invest in customer service. So we've gone through a lot of customer service trainings, and I take my customer complaints and my customer suggestions very seriously. A lot of the brands that we have in the store is from customer suggestions and what they wanted to, me to bring in. Because starting off, the beauty industry has a lot of different products, right? And you don't know what to narrow it down from. So then I started to get a lot of feedback from my customers and just listen to what they wanted, right? What are they trying to get in Liberia? What did they need help with? And a lot of times it's just the same things that we need help with here. Sometimes our skincare issues, sometimes our hair care issues, sometimes it's like they want to go natural but they don't know what to do and things like that. So I had to educate my staff on how to help their customers, because I'm not always going to be there. Right now I'm in the States, right? So if you're ever in Liberia, stop by Kay Beauty. We are on Tubman Boulevard in Congo Town, like right across from the German embassy before you get towards the Nigerian house. We're right on the road with a large, you cannot miss a bright pink sign.
Can't miss a sign.
Cannot miss a sign. Ask for D. Trust me, he will help you. Everybody knows D in Liberia. Like D from Kay Beauty, everybody knows D.
You have provided essentially this service for beauty, and your newest venture, now you're providing a service for those of us that like to travel, because I'm a traveler. What are you doing, girl?
End of last year, my husband and I started on this venture to launch a travel brand, and the travel brand is called SM Luxe. We actually did the official launch for it August 2021, so it was amazing. A lot of people came out. The reception of the brand was just amazing, but we created our story as a couple, as individuals. A lot of it's about travel. A lot of it, like just what we love to do individually and as a unit is traveling. And I've been traveling since I was 5-6 years old, and I've been traveling since before traveling was cool. Right. Like, we're not highly represented in that space, and I wanted to be a voice in that space. Right. There's only a few Black and brown businesses that are in the travel space when it comes to like luggages and travel pieces and just quality travel pieces. But I wanted to be in that space because it's something I'm very passionate about. I actually designed the bag.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. So one day I was doodling, and I'm not an artist.
I was about to say, so are you an artist?
No. See, I always start by that because people are like, oh my God, Michelle's an artist. No, I'm not. I am just
like the dibble and dabble, dribble.
Yeah, and I was sitting there thinking, and I was actually planning out my business plan, and then I was just like, what would I want in a bag? Because in my mind, I was gonna either find a private label company or something like that. And I just started drawing and started going, and then I came up with the design. I came up with about 3 or 4 different designs for one tote bag, a toiletry bag, and a weekender bag.
Okay.
And the weekender bag was something that because of Corona and the pandemic, a lot of people have been going on road trips, right? And people have been exploring outside of just flying somewhere or going on international flights. So I was like, you know what? Instead of launching with a carry-on bag, which was actually one of my first thoughts, was either a carry-on bag or a tote bag. I want to launch with something that people can either take as a carry-on, or you can just put in your car as a weekender bag. This is where SM Luxe Weekender bag comes into play. You know, and all of this is my design. Wow, everything is something I designed. And it's so crazy when I think about it, because like, I don't draw. And to think about the first thing I ever drew have become a product. Yes. It's like very amazing to me.
So show me
everything
about the bag.
This is our bag. First of all, this is all premium nylon and it's waterproof.
Oh, all right.
And when you're using it as a carry-on, there is a luggage trolley as well as put in the back of your suitcase. There's a passport pocket. I was very meticulous about this one because I was just like, I don't like looking for my passport. Exactly. One of my favorite, well, everybody's favorite thing about this bag is the toiletry / shoe pocket.
Oh wow!
So you can put, this fits like 6 pairs of shoes in here. It's really big.
6 pairs of shoes.
You can fit about 6 pairs of shoes in here. If it's a men's size 11,
I was gonna say my feet are big, so like
if it's a men's size 11, you can fit like 4 plus some more stuff, right? So it's a pretty good size. And I also like to use it, you know, when you travel, you have like dirty clothes. I like to use it to put my dirty clothes stuff in here.
That's smart. I like that.
Yeah, let's go inside. So it's this color, black, and we also have a mauve pink color because I like aesthetics. And I like pink. So here is the inside of it. It has a laptop pocket. It's a little bit padded. We have another zipper pocket as well. And we have a mesh toiletry pocket here. And one of my cousins...
So you thought about everything. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm in awe right now, but go ahead.
And one of my cousin's favorite thing is like the key pocket. So you can take your key.
So you don't lose your keys.
Yeah, and just pop it. You can either keep it out or put it in there so you don't lose your keys.
This is what I'm talking about. Liberians out here just being so innovative and creative and like...
I love it.
Like... That's amazing.
Thank you.
So do you plan on coming out with any other colors in the bag?
So right now it's just the black and the mauve.
Okay.
Some people want blue. Blue is part of our brand colors, a specific shade of blue, but that won't be anytime soon. That'll probably be in the next maybe year and a half or so, since it's a new brand.
Fair enough, girl.
It's co-ed, so it's for men and women. A lot of the men, like the men love the black bag. The black bag has been our top seller. Like me becoming my own boss, I've seen my parents do it for such a long time.
Okay.
But they did it with such ease. Like my mom's been working her whole life, but also she's like a business owner, so she loves making different things. She loves selling things. It doesn't matter what it is. And same thing goes with my dad. Like my dad always had a full-time career, but at the same time he started multiple businesses in Liberia. So he's had Monrovia liquor store, he's had a pig farm, he's had our agriculture farm, he has Exocon security. So but he was also working full-time, right? My stepdad's the same way. So I grew up seeing, you know, the core people in my life as entrepreneurs. So it was one of those things where it's like, it was inevitable for me. You know, it wasn't something that I strived to do.
Yeah,
but
it's just in your DNA.
It seems like
essentially, Michelle just read all of us and was like, I mean, if it's not in your DNA, like, what do you do?
That's not true. That's not true.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. What differences have you encountered with starting a business back home in Liberia and starting one in America?
Honestly speaking, in Liberia was easier It was starting my business in Liberia was easier, as it's a brick and mortar business. So there's a physical location, and even if you don't advertise, you already have the traffic of people driving back and forth curious, right? Liberia is a breeding ground when it comes to anything new, anything innovative, right? Yeah. Also, I had a network in Liberia, so with it being brick and mortar, I could host different events in the store, and I knew people were gonna come. Liberia is smaller, so being able to build a relationship with different salons and different businesses to be able, some people are buying from me wholesale. Salons are coming to me, salons telling me what they wanted. So the demand in LIB for anything, not just beauty, but just anything, is high. Supply is low. Now, I'm not saying there's not a lot of hoops to jump, because there is. Like, by the time you ship stuff from here, it takes 2 months to get to Liberia, so that's inventory delay. And like, if a shipment is delayed by 1 day, sometimes you're like, that's actually currently happening to us, where our shipment was delayed, leaving when it was supposed to leave, so we cannot get our inventory in for holidays. Right? So that's like exactly, that's like the downfall of it, right? So then like something is delayed a little bit when it comes to shipping, you're waiting like 3 or 4 months, and then your customers are like, do you have this yet? Is the product in there? I need my shampoo. You know, so it's that, especially as still a small business. It's not medium or a larger business just yet. It's still a small business. So that's some of the challenges when it comes to that. But starting the business over there and maintaining it has been a little bit easier than here. Here, I started a travel brand in the middle of the pandemic. That has been one of the biggest challenges, because it's like, Michelle, really? You started a travel brand? But I mean, that's when it spoke to me. What can I say? And then it's also an e-commerce platform. So with e-commerce platforms, it's harder to sell on e-commerce platforms, right? Especially when you have a tangible product where like one customer buys one, but they're not gonna come and buy 3 or 4, right? It's not food, it's not something that like a body lotion, it's not a return product, right? So you have to keep creating more products to have your returning customers come and buy more products. To create more products, you need the investment, all those different things. Social media marketing, that's a whole other ballgame, right? Like, social media with the algorithm, and then understanding your target audience. I mean, you always have to understand target audience, but like, you're finding your target audience in a pool of all these different kinds of people, and you're competing against so many other brands and so many eyes, because now you have to like put yourself out there, and you have to sell your brand within a couple of seconds. How am I supposed to sell this to you in 7 seconds and talk about travel? Because guess what? Our attention span is very short for social media. You know, they both have their challenges and their pros and cons for it, but in all honesty, starting a brick and mortar business in Liberia was easier than the e-commerce platform or e-commerce business in the US.
Okay, that's a real honest answer.
It is.
And what advice do you have to any Liberian that has maybe not even a similar idea, but has the passion to create their own business, to become an entrepreneur?
I talked about this earlier. Don't quit your full-time job. Don't quit your full-time job, right? And I say that especially for those that have families and have kids, because being an entrepreneur, it's not overnight. It literally takes years, a minimum 6 years to start to see your return. That whole thing, people are like, oh, after a year, you see your return. No, because by the time you start to get comfortable, things switch. Like now I'm having to rely on social media marketing so much more than I did, especially with this business, than I did with Kay Beauty, right? That's one of my advice I tell people. And then 2, stop trying to, especially for Liberia.
Y'all listen.
Start trying to do the same thing everybody else is doing. When people come into Liberia, want to do business with the mindset of, I kind of call it like that colonizer mindset, thinking like they can come in and they're just gonna change the world or change the system, and then they come and complain about what is happening to Liberia. It's obvious LIB has problems, but there are so many people in Liberia doing good work. There's so many people in Liberia still going against the grain, especially when it comes to small businesses, when it comes to private label companies. There's so many people that are not dependent on what the government is doing. There's so many people doing so many good, like a lot of good things in the country, but we only focus on what the government is not doing, and then we're like, oh, well, I can come and do it better. Well, then what about the private sector?
Yes.
Right? Obviously, us in the private sector, we have complaints. We have a lot of complaints. Right. But we don't take those complaints and put it on top of our head and say, okay, we're going to change Liberia. No, we're just going to change our little corner.
What you can in your little
Right.
space.
We're going to change our little corner, pick an industry, and see how you can create impact in that industry. And it does not have to be, you know, Liberians we think large. It's not a bad thing. It's a really good thing. But no, when I tell you we think large to the point where like everybody want to make a huge difference in the whole country. They forget that country has different regions, different cities, different tribes, different counties, different everything, right? And we have to be able to find what our passions are, not go with what, like, there's people doing a lot of things in Liberia, but if it's not your passion, it's not going to survive. Find what your passion is.
Like, yeah, repeat it. Say that now, repeat it.
No, it's true.
What you said?
It's true. If you do not follow your passion in Liberia, it's not going to survive. And I say that because it's hard. Liberia is not easy.
I'm super proud of you, Michelle. From starting your business in Liberia to venturing out and doing something with your husband here in the States. I'm really amazed with this bag. And how can the people reach you to get more information about what you're doing and how to purchase your product?
You can either follow us on social media at SM Luxe, which is LUXE_official. That is our official business page. Or you can visit the website. The website for the brand is smlux.co. We even have free Ghana travel guides on there for those of you guys that want to travel to Ghana. And for those that want to see Liberia, all of our campaigns were shot in Liberia. And my personal pages on Instagram is Michelle _. So it's SIAH Michelle MICHELE _. And that same thing goes for YouTube. I don't have much on YouTube. And my blog is the same thing, is siamichelle.com. So.
Thank you, Michelle, for coming on. Family, friends, please support Michelle. Get this bag. We all should be having matching bags on our next trip to Liberia. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, share this video with all of your friends and family, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bridge Effect. From the last culture conversation, our guest Michelle Samukai Bartee came on and talked about her travel Luxe line, and so there's a pop-up shop. So I'm headed there today to go check them out.
Keep it on display to remind you when it's time to travel. Shop SM Luxe at SM Luxe.